Hi, this is Jason. Now, this is the third in a series of quick video tutorials that I've been making about how to use simple news articles, but then how to expand them, how to create a good range of multiple or integrated skills that flow out of those news articles um, onto materials themselves that we can use in class. Now, the first two videos were basically about how you as a teacher might think about building this material and putting it on paper and then how to use it in the classroom. But in this third video, what I'm actually going to talk about is how to use this as an unplugged resource. And by unplugged, I'm talking about Dogme style language teaching, whereby most of the content itself comes from the learners, where they make a lot more of the choices about what we talk about and how we discuss it, and we get them to use a lot more of their existing language, and we help it come out so that we can, emergent language, so that we can create conversations, create emergent language, and help them to improve that. So let's have a look through this. Basically, in an unplugged up application, the learners are going to do most of this work and apply it themselves. So it is good if we have already shown our students some examples, probably through some teacher-led versions, like as I've outlined in the previous videos. If we've actually done some of those in class and they've got copies of those, we can then when we feel ready, when we feel that they are ready, we can move them into them doing most of this on their own. So in an unplugged version of this, the article here will be an article that they choose, that they find somewhere on the internet, and that they copy down, or that they type up on a computer. And they'll actually, it's good to have the learners in groups, because that creates conversation, and it creates debate, and it creates cooperative learning opportunities, collaborative learning opportunities. And groups from 2 to 4 work pretty well with this. And the idea is, in their groups, they'll have to choose an article, they'll have to put it down on paper, and as per what we did with the teacher-led version, they can actually create an audio version of the story themselves, whether it's on their mobile phones or whether through an online application that we give them access to. They can actually record their own news story. And of course, they could have copied that from anywhere. That's fine. In fact, that's really good. It's good input for them to be able to choose their own news story and then record it. We'll then, on this page, we'll get them to follow up with some reading skills. So they'll choose some of their own words that they think are worth looking up in dictionaries, and they'll also create some reading questions based on their text. Now, they could always just use this within their own group, or they could apply it to other groups. We move on. We can help them with this. We can say, well, your news article was generally about this sort of topic, so now I want you to go away and find out some information about that general topic. So the article was about a Lego tower. Now let's find out some more information about Lego. Create a new script together in your group, whether it's something you copy and find on the internet, or whether you actually write it yourself and make a gap fill from it. You might want to provide the missing words, create some true or false questions to follow up from that. Again, if they've already done this through a teacher-led version, it will be fairly clear what they need to do. They can then create their own talk time version to follow up with the article and the listening that they've chosen. They'll create a little dialogue, and they'll create follow-up questions. And then they'll create some class discussion prompts, which is something that the learners altogether can then go and ask each other about. They'll create an input notice or notification of some sort that requires an email. Again, they're choosing this, they're deciding what it's about, but we probably will need to discuss and help them with it at each stage. And then we'll encourage them to create a general essay topic and a follow-up speaking prompt through something like voxapop.com. And we can even get them to create some teacher's notes of their own and answer keys. And then they can actually use this with other groups. They can sort of lead the class with the teacher's assistance, they can swap materials, and we can actually run this as a fully unplugged application, which the learners have really taken control of and really put in